Right, I know I usually go straight into the gameplay on my previous videos, but something occurred to me. Literally, as I ended the last video, I paused the game, I stepped away, I turned on the kettle, and I made myself a cup of tea. And literally, as I was standing there, I was thinking about the problem that I've encountered and trying to figure out a solution to it. So, Joshua was dying. His immune system's at 46%. He's been infected with food poisoning, and he constantly keeps getting infected with food poisoning. The problem I had is the water is infected with germs. And despite the fact that I'm using a water purifier to purify the dirty water, when the water purifier was putting the water back in, it's keeping the germs that it's removing. Well, they're keeping the germs from the polluted water. So it's not actually sterilizing it, it's just converting it from polluted water into normal water, but retaining the germs. So I'm standing there and I'm thinking, how am I going to solve this problem? At the moment, Joshua's health is so low that I don't think Joshua's long for this world. It's the end for him. I just have to accept that the first person that's going to die is going to be Joshua and then probably Billy. The main water supply has been contaminated and there's nothing I can do about it. As a stopgap measure, sure, I have a water system over here that has been completely unaffected, but eventually it'll end up falling prior to the same thing. I'll end up purifying the water and I'll end up with germs in the water again, and everyone will still carry on and die. So I thought to myself, how do I deal with this? There's nothing in the game that I thought, well, to me, a water purifier is something that should purify the water. The name's on the tin. The point of it going through a filtering system is that it filters out the polluted water. That's why it's polluted. It's bad. It's full of nasty germs, and then is converted back into normal water. That process seemed to make sense to me. But then it kind of occurred to me, literally almost like the kettle pinged in front of me, and then it occurred to me. You heat the water. That's how you deal with germs in real life, isn't it? You go out camping, I was in the Scouts. You go out camping, you get fresh stream water. You don't drink the water from the stream because it's full of germs. So how do you deal with that? You take it back to your camp. You fill the container full of water. You take it back to your camp. You boil the water. Boiling the water is the process that gets rid of a majority of the germs. It's the same in real life. You get ill, you get a cold, for example. Your body heats up. You run a fever. And it's the way the body is raising its temperature in order to try and kill the bacteria that's within you. So, I just thought, well, surely we can apply the same logic here. We have the ability to generate heat. We have a space heater, so we can heat up the water. So surely the way to kill the germs here is to heat up the water to the extent where we kill the germs. Now the problem is, it is still the development build. So while what I'm saying may apply to me in real life, I didn't actually go away and read anything. I could, if I probably sat down and researched it. The Outbreak build is a new build to me, so I'm not overly familiar with it. So I don't know how to deal with germs fully yet. It's kind of a learning experience for me. That's the point of these videos anyway. But I just applying real world logic to it. Does that work? You get ill, your body raises its temperature to try and get rid of combat the bacteria in you, to raise the temperature too high it kills off the bacteria. It fights the infection. You kill bacteria in the real world by boiling water, and it makes the water safe to drink. So surely in this, if I can raise the temperature of the water enough that I'm nearly boiling it, surely that will eventually clear all the bacteria. At least that's the way I see it. But the problem I now have is I need to figure out a way to actually heat the water and it still retain its ability to be pumped through the pipes. Now there's a couple of things that I've just looked at while I'm here. Now, the space heater is the first thing I have access to. Now it heats, quite literally, space around it. Now, water is being pumped along a pipe. So if I put some space heaters along the pipe, surely it will be a way to heat up the water. I don't fully know. I expect that may be a way. The thing is, we know that the germs have travelled along the pipes, as we can see here. In fact, these two aren't going to do anything. These two will raise the temperature of this pipe here. But what I might do is put another one here, another one here, another one here, and another one. No, let's budge these all along a little bit. Just try and heat the pipes. Now, the germs aren't multiplying in the freshwater supply. So, even though I'm pumping them out of here, as long as the water going back into it is clean, eventually the amount of germs that are in here from food poisoning will go down. So I just need to make sure the water is completely purified before I put it back in. Now, the other alternative, I'm going to cancel this, I'm going to deconstruct it, because it's just another way that they're getting themselves contaminated at the moment. So, at the moment, our duplicates come down here, they pump the water out of here, which is contaminated, they take it up to the wash basin and wash their hands with contaminated water. They think they're washing their hands before they eat a meal, and that they're going to be clean, but they're not, because they're using the water from here. But luckily, I have got another pump over here. Yes, they have to go the extra distance over here to get the water, but at least this water is going to be clean. But yes, it does also mean that at the moment they're showering in food contaminated water, and the lavatory, okay, I hope they're not, I don't know, sticking their hands in the actual toilet itself. But yes, they'll be going to the loo with contaminated water as well. But like I say, I think if I get this sequence right, I can heat up the water enough that I can kill the germs. That's my hope anyway. Now, the other thing that I've got down here is a liquid tepidizer. Warms large bodies of liquid must be fully submerged. But it's something I haven't researched yet, so that gives me something I need to research. I haven't researched anything in a while because I haven't seen the need for anything in particular. So, is it under pressure management? Nope. Under temperature modulation, I imagine. Yeah, liquid tepidizer. So, that gives me something to research for now. So, once I get the liquid tepidizer, I can at least heat up the water before it goes into the system, and then hopefully that gets the temperature high enough that when it goes past the space heaters, it's almost boiling and it's killing off the germs. That's my hope. Otherwise, everybody's going to die. And this video series is going to come to an end very promptly. But we'll see how it goes. So, let's get going. That's my hope. That's my plan. Anyway. See, the thing that I couldn't get my head around was, like, Joshua's immune system's at 46% at the moment. But if I click on Joshua, his overall germ count is actually relatively low. I can't even see where Joshua is at the moment. Building lacks resources. We're out of algae again. Where's Joshua gone? Is that Joshua? No, that's Devon. Hayes, Dilhut, Spider. Oh, right, here's Joshua. So Joshua's germ count is, you know, the germ count is going down. So as long as I keep the germs away from him, he should start getting better. That's the plan anyway. So let's get these space heaters in place. We also need to get them connected up on the circuit. So these ones here. It's interesting that this is flashing to say that it's strained. I don't know if it is actually strained or not though. If things start exploding, then we know it is strained. But for now, it's okay. So we've got a couple of space heaters down here. So that's it. It's now starting to produce heat. So it's at 27, 28, 29. The thing I have to be careful of is everything does have an overheat limit. So at the moment, this will stop working at 75 degrees. This will stop working. Well, no, apparently this doesn't have an overheat limit. So some things do have an overheat limit. Yeah, okay, so batteries have an overheat limit of 75 degrees. So what I have to make sure of is that heat doesn't get transferred too far out of this room. So I have to heat the pipes enough that I'm killing off the germs, but not so much that things start overheating. I don't know what that temperature is that I need to start getting pipes to for them to start killing germs. See, we're now at 41 degrees and still going up. I'm hoping that 3 is going to be enough. But we'll soon find out, I guess. So the heaters actually overheat at 125 degrees. We're still going up. 45. Oh no, we've kind of stabilized at 45. Okay, I don't think that's going to be enough. Water's at 26 degrees at the moment. What is it when it enters the pipe? It's at 26 degrees anyway. Okay. So let's have a look at the temperature. So it is actually heating the water slowly. By the looks of it. See, the thing is, I don't think it's the actual pipes that are infected with germs, because as you can see here, as the germs are moving along, the sections of pipe that are infected are also being moved along. See, the amount of germs is increasing because the amount of germs that are in the liquid is also going up. See, I'm assuming that you can actually heat pipes. I've just made that assumption. I don't know if that is actually a thing that you can do. See, because up here, I think, was it we saw thermal insulated tiles. Can we research pipes that we can heat, maybe? Insulated pipe carries liquid with a minimal change in temperature, can run through tiles. Well, I want the complete opposite of that. I want to heat up tiles. Pipes are now at 27.8, so it is slowly going up, 27.9. It's slowly heating them up. I don't know if it's going to heat them up enough. That's the only thing. Oh, these are chucking out some heat, 52.3. It's even the air around it is only 36 degrees. I don't know how to deal with this. Joshua's still getting ill. Now Billy's getting ill and Dilhut's also getting ill. I think my only other alternative is that I start transferring water from over here. It's going to be the only other way. But I'm going to run out of water too quickly. Something is overloading. How is this tile overloading? Or is it the bridge that's overloading? I think it's maybe the bridge that's overloading? The circuit has... What? I'm so confused. So let's try putting one of these over here. Power and transformers. Do you put these before or after? Energy from the left outlet is used by the right outlet. Okay. So does that mean I'm so confused. Maybe it's overloading because I've got all these space heaters now. This needs to get repaired. or it's going to explode. I don't understand. How is this one exploding? Because there's another wire bridge before it, down here. There's one here. The wire can take 2.6 kilowatts and it's got 1.5 going through it. Now it's got 5.2 going through it. Okay, let's get rid of this one. $800 watts going through it. Why does it keep spiking? I don't understand that. Well, this is going to explode. See, the power is spiking on the whole system. Okay, let's try and deconstruct one of these connecting cables. See if that's what it's to do with. This is going to explode during the night. See, this is supposed to stop things from overloading. That is quite off-putting. Okay, that stopped the circuit from exploding. Woo! And not a moment too soon by the looks of it. So it was something to do with this circuit up here, but that's fine, that's been sorted. I'm gonna disable this for now, I think. Until I kind of figure out how power transformers properly work, I'll just keep it off, and then once I figure it out again, I'll turn it back on. Why is that still taking damage? Because it's still strained. Why is it strained? I'm guessing it's spiking because this keeps going on and off. I'm going to leave it for now, leave it for now. What's the temperature of the pipe? So the pipe's only at 27 degrees. No, it's at 33 degrees. No, the pipe's at 33 degrees, but the water's at 27 degrees. Okay, so... how realistic is it that I get water pumped in? I'm going to have to make it, aren't I? I don't have a choice. I need to make this happen, otherwise people are going to die.